Yeah, I cannot believe I'm talking about this. Like, of all the things, I did not think this was going to be a topic. So Paul George, we've already made the video talking about Paul George. I've already made videos talking about the Sixers. Like, we know he got injured. He just had a game where he scored, I think he went, what was it? He got injured and he went 2 of 14 or 2 of 12. So, his team is 2 of 12. He got injured. He scored 2 points. His team is 2 and 12. And do you think that he should like stay quiet, or obviously the team had a big meeting. The team meeting was a big deal. Do you think you should maybe stay quiet and just let it play out? See what happens. Just like, well, do what he normally does. Go and play basketball, do a bit of rehab, and my team's in a bit of a disaster. What should we do? Paul George gets real on players only meeting. No! PG, I like Paul George. I really like Paul George. But no. Why? Why? When you give somebody a podcast, Mike, just why? Just why, Paul George? Why? Like, it's bad enough that I thought I was done for today. I prepped all of my videos early. I made all of my videos early in the day. And the reason I made them early in the day is so that I'd be done work at like a reasonable hour. I can get some food. I can stay nice and warm, and I can go to bed, and I can try obviously get over the fact that I have pneumonia. You're making me do extra work with pneumonia, Paul George. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I am speechless. Podcast P with Paul George, the Podcast P show. Not the damn time. And I mean this. Not the damn time. Not the next day. Like, this would be like if Draymond Green went on to a podcast and started talking about punching Jordan Poole the day of.
A report had dropped of a players only meeting. How would you describe that meeting? And how do you guys deal with that being leaked to the media?
I don't know how the Shams got that story or how that even leaked. The whole meeting, that's normal in the NBA. Teams go through that. I've been on multiple teams where we'll at some point have a meeting in the...
I mean, we know that. Like, Shams gets everything. I'm pretty sure. Who was it? Was it J.R. Smith, the true... Am I right that it was J.R. Smith? Did he throw soup? Yes, he threw soup at Damon Jones. That was it. We heard very quickly about him throwing soup.
Check in if things aren't going right. It was positive conversation. It was healthy conversations. We're a team that cares, a team that naturally cares about what's going on with their team. They're going to have sit downs. They're going to discuss how can we get back on track.
It was just a positive meeting. Really, we sat there, just talked about the game, things that we feel like we can improve on. I'm just probably sitting here wondering how it got out.
Paul George, why? Not on. He didn't even say anything. He literally just said that was positive. It was positive. And also, who chose this picture for his podcast? But for just get your camera set up. Just make some nice poses. Go full on. You don't have to go full on YouTube face, but better than just staring blankly near the camera. At least stare blankly at the camera. But he's staring blankly near the camera. Come on. You're Paul George. You're a multimillionaire. You need better production value than the Mick Talk or the Mick Hoops YouTube channel. You need better production value than this. Let's see, is there anything else about this? Paul George details Sixers team's meeting. Okay, yeah, he's pinned it. Okay, that seems to be it. 17 hours ago. 3 of them soon. Maxi, minutes restriction. PG injured. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. I just want to see what some of the responses to this are. Just Hoop. So tired these players putting more energy into their podcast than on the court. I mean, if he's injured, he's injured. Hall of Fame rage bait after that L last night. Imagine rage baiting.
Well, that's a great question.
Imagine rage baiting on a podcast. I just want to see some of these. Filming podcasts when your team is the worst record in the game is truly gone. 2-12 podcast never changed. Spends more time as podcasting on the court. Get off the podcast. Retire. Just do this full time. I'm retired at 47. Sixers are cooked. Get off YouTube and get into the gym. Dear Lord, there is reading the room. This is not reading the room, it seems. This is not reading the room. The podcast is... It's one of those ones... It's one of those podcasts where the clips do better. Like, I don't mind Paul George as a podcast host. I actually kind of like him as a podcast host. I don't think he's Jeff Teague good. I don't think he's Gilbert-level entertaining. But I don't mind him. Like, if you're asking me who I would take, him or Pat Bev, it's Paul George any day. Pat Bev is, like, insufferable. He's absolutely, absolutely insufferable. But I don't know how I feel about Draymond's podcast. I just don't like Draymond Green, though, so things change. But still, not, like, you clickbait the freaking team meeting. Like, what is happening? What is actually happening? Like, I actually don't believe. I don't believe what I'm seeing. Like, this is one of those things where I'm like, is this parody? Like, is this real life, or have we gone into a simulation? Because I'm still just in shock about this whole thing. And if you guys are in the same spot as me, subscribe. We're trying to hit, if we can hit 800 by the end of the day, we're 41 off. That would be absolutely insane. But still, Paul George, his podcast is Podcast P. We may as well just start calling him Podcast P right now, because, man, I don't know how long we see Mr. Paul George being like, you know, a big time NBA player at this stage. But, like, what is going on with the Sixers? Like, imagine being the Sixers. Like, it is, imagine being the Sixers or a Sixers fan. Like, I feel bad for you guys. I feel so bad for Sixers fans. I feel so bad for the people that are season ticket holders that are going game in, game out to watch the Philadelphia 76ers play basketball, because you've got one of your stars doesn't seem to want to play basketball. Look, whatever the reasons are, one of your stars does not seem to want to play basketball. Another one of your stars is injured and making podcasts. One of your young stars calling out your older star, and then you've got another one of your star players who's just chilling, making TikTok dances in the corner while giving everybody 20 as a rookie. I love Jared McCain. Like, that man. I like people that just do not give a flying fuck about what anyone else thinks about them, and that is why I love Jared McCain. Like, he does not care. If you want to insult him, I can guarantee you he's getting trash talked for his TikToks. Like, if I was him, every single time someone said something to him, I'd just start singing, I'm 2 days into college, but I'm 3 lectures behind. Every time he scores a bucket on someone that trash talks him, I just sing that to them while running by. Like, yeah, he's one of a kind, I guess. But PG, what are you doing? Stay off the podcasts for at least 48 hours. Or at least don't title it that. I get it'll get more clicks, but come on. At least make it a clip.